No big deal, right? I mean, she's not gonna mind a bit. It's not a big deal, is it? You don't think Mom will be upset, do you?
Yeah, she'll be upset. So what's up, guys? We are back with another. Before we get started,
We are back with another.
So what's up, guys? We are back with another video. Before we get started, go down there, subscribe, ring notification bell, and like this video. Today we are at the pond.
Why don't you slow down just a little bit? Because you're talking so fast, you're making people can't understand what you say when you talk that fast.
Can you do it?
Okay, so Houston, as Houston said, we are at the pond. This is our little private bass pond that we've got here. And Houston's gonna do a little bit of bass fishing, but I have a couple chores to do today. A couple things. We're constantly working to improve the bass in our pond and the fish and just the quality of the water and the all around ecology of the pond, I guess you'd say. So there's a couple things I want to do. I've never actually done either one of them before, but the first one is pretty cool and it serves a couple different purposes, and that is pond dye. So this is like a blue dye, and I've already got it on my hands. I brought gloves, trust me. This is a blue dye that's non-toxic to any of the fish or anything, but it serves a couple different purposes. First, obviously, is just the aesthetics of it. It's pretty, it looks good. It's gonna turn this, what looks like chocolate milk pond water right now, a prettier blue color. But the second thing is it basically what it does is it reduces the visibility, the depth of visibility in the water column, which then in turn helps reduce some of the algae growth. We shouldn't get near as much. What'd you find? Houston got an ant pile. So it should help slow down some of the filamentous algae and grass and vegetation that comes up from the bottom up, and hopefully we won't get near as much buildup on our pond and won't have to use as many sprays and chemicals and pesticides or herbicides. And the second thing I'll get to in just a little bit. This is something new I've never tried before, but I've done a lot of research on it, and it sounds like a really good idea. But I think the first thing I'm going to do is throw some dye in here, and we'll throw it out in several different places around the pond and just see what it does. It's supposed to really dramatically change the color of this pond. Watch out for the ant piles. Don't get in the fire ants, okay? Hey, hold your rod tip up and reel that a little bit faster, because you're going to get down in the moss, buddy. Now I'm going to put on a pair of gloves because it is almost impossible to work with this stuff and not get it on you. Just getting it here, I ordered it online and it leaked just a little bit. So just opening it the other day, out of the box, not even opening the container, I had it everywhere. And if you get it on your hands, you're going to wear it for several days. So you can see how much algae growth we've already got coming up, and really there's a lot more here than what you think. But the creek, the pond was recently flooded by several inches of rain, so a lot of it's hidden under the water right now. The pond level's up just a little bit, but we'll see what it does.
Oh, that looks pretty. It's so cool.
So when I said this stuff gets everywhere, it gets all over you and everything else, and to wear gloves and all that, I was not kidding. So I tried to pick a day when the wind was blowing from the dam out across the pond to help carry this dye out. And as you can see, it's definitely spreading. It's kind of moving more this direction right now. So we'll go around to the back and throw some dye out back there. But I had one cup and I'm trying to throw it as far from the dam as I can, and about the time I threw it, the wind swirled and I got a blue mist all over me, all over my shirt, my pants, my face, my arms. It's no big deal because it's not like we have anything big going on that my wife would get upset for me having blue dye all over me today. Like this blue dye, I'm like, look like a Smurf. The only thing we have going on this evening is Weston's high school graduation. No big deal, right? I mean, she's not gonna mind a bit. It's not a big deal, is it? You don't think Mom will be upset, do you?
Yeah, she'll be upset. Hey, but I got some tadpole.
You got a tadpole?
A big one. I got a whole bunch.
You got a lot of critters in there. Hang on. I see all kinds of stuff moving around.
I have a big one in there somewhere.
So, anyways, the pond dye is spreading out. The next thing that I wanted to show you guys, I've never done this before.
Here it is. Here it is. I got a big one.
Oh yeah. Maybe he'll turn into a bullfrog. So the next thing I'm going to add to the pond, and we'll do this as we go back into the shallower parts in the back of the pond. This is something I've been doing some research on called muck remover. Now this pond is probably close to 30 years old, and as you can see, it's in the timber. There's a lot of leaves and trees and vegetation, and this stuff is basically like a bacteria in pellet form that dissolves in the water and eats all the muck. So what happens in these shallow farm ponds over time, as the leaves fall and grass and moss and just all the stuff that's vegetation that either falls in the pond or grows in the pond, it builds up, and it builds up very thick over time. So a lot of this pond is flooded timber in the back. So it was originally 4 to 5 feet deep, and over time we probably got 2, 3, 4 feet of muck built up back there. So obviously you're not gonna be able to see a whole lot, but we're gonna start throwing these muck pellets out. They literally look like mothballs, and that's supposed to help eat that muck away, and our pond areas where it's only a foot or two deep now could gain another foot or two.
What's muck?
I just explained it. It's all the dead leaves and stuff.
Oh.
All the dead vegetation that builds up in the pond.
Oh.
The good thing about the muck remover, it's not gonna stain my face. I'm not gonna stain my arms. My wife will never even know I did it. So as you can see back here, obviously the water's a lot more shallow. It's just flooded timber, and you get all of this vegetation along the shore that builds up. So we're gonna throw a bunch of this muck remover in back here along the edge of the bank, and we'll throw a little bit of stain, a little bit of pond dye back here. But I can see from here, I know you guys probably can't, but the dye is making its way across pretty quickly. So we'll throw out a little bit, but mostly muck remover back here.
What is that?
Some kind of fungus. Hey, before I do all this, we ought to see if we can catch a bass back here. I bet you we can.
Maybe.
Woo! About caught a dad.
Looks like it's gonna rain.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, I hear bullfrog over there.
That's a big one.
Think so?
Yeah.
Let's go on around the other side, buddy. Let's go on around the other side of the pond. Throw throw a little back here, see if I can get it to blow back in my face.
Look at that blue. This is a good place for snakes to hide.
Mm-hmm.
Right here.
And it's gonna slide right up in your crotch.
Nice and squishy. Now it's blue. And that's where I got my bass. What?
I said it's turning blue, isn't it?
Yeah. If you were to find some snakes, they'll be right here. Whoa. How blue that stuff is.
Clean out my good Sonic cup, you know, we don't want that to go to waste, right?
Huh. Well,
all right, let's go take a look at the front of the pond and see how it looks. Look at that. That's pretty neat right there, Houston. That's pretty neat right there, how that, it's just like a line where it's going from blue to brown. I mean, it's like pretty blue water versus chocolate milk, and it's just slowly making its way across. That's pretty neat. I hope it stays this dark blue color right there for a while. I mean, it's just pretty, but it also, like I said, it reduces how much sunlight goes down into the water, and it'll help some of the algae growth and all the vegetation and stuff, but that's pretty neat right there. Well, as you can see, we got the pond all dyed. It's still slowly making its way across. I'm not going to end this video today. I'm going to wait until tomorrow. We'll come back tomorrow morning, first thing early, and check it and see what it looks like and show you guys what it looks like after it's fully dispersed across the pond. We may have to add a little bit more dye to it, and also got those muck remover pellets out. Like I said, I've never used those before, but they come highly recommended, and it should at least chew up and eat up some of that nasty muck that's built up on the pond and give us more standing water for our fish. Like I said, a lot of this pond is standing timber, flooded timber, and it's only a couple feet back there, which makes it easy for predatory birds like eagles and hawks or owls and blue herons. Blue herons are a huge problem for us. So if a blue heron can stand in the water and catch those bass, it's not good. So if we can make it deeper, that's only going to help the survival rate of our fish. So anyways, we'll check back in first thing in the morning if Houston and I are still alive after getting blue dye on us before graduation.
Actually you, because I barely got any on me.
What about all this on your face right here?
Oh. Well, I don't even know if I'm going.
Yeah, we're in the same boat here, so yeah, you're definitely going to your brother's graduation. Well, good morning. It's the next morning, and yes, Houston and I survived graduation. Luckily, we didn't go to graduation with too many blue stains. I got a few little ones here and there, but got most of it off. I want to show you guys something before we go check the pond. I'm excited to see what it looks like this morning, but I've had, I don't know, literally hundreds of messages from people asking to let everyone know when we had restocked our Creek Life merch and Arms Family Homestead merch. So good news, we got a huge shipment in, and these are the peach colored Arms Family Homestead garden tee. Look at all of these Creek Life t-shirts that came in. This is the one I was wearing yesterday, minus all the blue stains, but we got a ton of those. We got some youth shirts in this Creek Life with all the different sunfish on it. We got restocked on the Arms Family Homestead tractor tees. Got a bunch of those in. So not that this is a merch video by any means, but I wanted to let you guys know we are restocked. ArmsFamilyHomestead.com. You can get all kinds of different t-shirts and things. We're working on some new designs, some new stuff coming out sometime early summer probably. But anyways, let's go check the pond, see what the water looks like this morning, and hopefully it's still a pretty blue color. Well, as you can see, it's definitely not like a perfect crystal emerald green blue water like the Gulf Coast around Pensacola, Florida, but it is not looking like chocolate milk right now. And it is kind of a more of a green, like a real dark green. I don't know how well it shows up on camera. It's about 7:30 in the morning, so the sun's really not up high in the sky. And I've got a lot to do, so I'm not gonna bring you back out here for a third time. But I'm pleasantly surprised at the way it looks. It just blows my mind that you can throw a little bit of dye in there and it goes from chocolate milk brown to this color. And I don't know how long it'll last. It should last for most of the summer according to everything I've read. It'll last a long time, but we're predicted to get some more big rains, and it's spring in Oklahoma, so I'm sure a lot of this water will wash out. We may have to re-dye it, but I'm curious to see how well it helps to control the vegetation. I mean, the color of it is one thing. Yeah, it makes a pond pretty versus what it looked like before. And the main reason it looked like that chocolate milk brown is because of all the runoff. We had several inches of rain over the last couple weeks, and this pond catches a huge area of drainage, runoff water that runs down into the pond and then flows out my spillway. So typically it's not that brown, but we do want to reduce some of that clarity down and not get near as much sunlight down to allow that aquatic vegetation to grow, and hopefully that'll really help out and we don't get near as much cover over the top of the pond this summer. So anyways, that's all I've got for today, guys. Never done this before. We hope that the pond dye really helps. We hope this beneficial bacteria that we put in there helps eat up some of that muck. I don't know, it's not like I'm going to be able to come out here with a measuring stick and see, but from the research I've done, it really does help to reduce some of that muck build up on the bottom. And we're going to do whatever we can to increase the bass potential of our pond. So anyways, guys, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day, and as always, we'll see you on the next video.